Good morning, Ian Crouch with your 8:30 Hunter News update. Hunter Police say they'll have no hesitation in issuing fines to businesses and individuals caught breaching COVID restrictions. The Prince of Merewether Hotel was issued with a $5,000 fine for being over its COVID-approved capacity after several visits by officers on Saturday night. Meanwhile, QR codes are now mandatory in all workplaces, schools and businesses across New South Wales, including the Hunter. The compulsory check-in system has been expanded to include more venues due to the spread of the Delta COVID variant. Damien Kelly from Business New South Wales says it's imperative businesses and customers follow the new rules.
We need to make sure businesses are doing the right thing. Just as important as customers filling in the code and ensuring they do it, it's also really critical that business owners insist that people do the right thing.
Meanwhile, Hunter Public School staff and students will be given free face masks if they forget to bring theirs. It follows a government recommendation for masks to be worn inside regional New South Wales schools. A 70-year-old man is recovering in hospital after becoming impaled on fencing equipment at Lovedale. A critical care paramedic with the Hunter's Westpac rescue helicopter worked with a doctor to carefully free the man before flying him to the John Hunter Hospital in a serious but stable condition with abdominal injuries. Meanwhile, a 10-year-old boy was also airlifted to the John Hunter with suspected head and neck injuries after coming off a motorbike at Denman. A new $28 million wastewater treatment works in Dungog has been completed by Hunter Water. The facility is set to provide state-of-the-art wastewater treatment to a higher standard than was already provided. Group Manager of Asset Solutions, Justin Watts, says the location was carefully considered.
Hunter Water carefully investigates and prioritises all its capital projects to maximise value to its customers. Dungog was looked at carefully and was prioritised in amongst a number of other projects to provide the services that Dungog require.
Lake Macquarie Council is proposing a new draft plan to celebrate the city's volunteers. The Lake Mac Volunteer Engagement Strategy is hoping to establish a new recognition system and rewards programs at local businesses. Mayor Kay Fraser says it's time for the community to say thanks.
So we want to encourage and support and celebrate the almost 1 in 5 Lake Macquarie residents who volunteer. So we have a huge number of people who volunteer. So we know how important volunteers are. They help to enhance our community connections and they obviously provide valuable services and support to people in need.
It might be a pupil-free day at Hunter schools, but 40km/h school zones are enforced this morning and again this afternoon. Meanwhile, Regional Transport and Roads Minister Paul Toole says drivers can be alerted when they enter an active school zone thanks to the Speed Advisor app.
2NURFM Sport.
The Knights will call Queensland home for the foreseeable future as the NRL looks to move all New South Wales teams to the Sunshine State. Despite no active COVID cases in the Hunter, the Knights will move as a precaution. NRL CEO Andrew Abdo has told Fox Sports changes to the draw will be ongoing.
What we're doing is we're locking in some certainty for the next 4 rounds, and that buys us some time to figure out how the situation unfolds in New South Wales. If we need to extend to the end of the season, then we will.
Wests have extended their Newcastle Rugby League winning streak to 7 with a 12-8 win over Central. The Butcher Boys lost halfback Luke Walsh in the first half and were unable to claw back West's lead. In the only other game, Macquarie beat Curry 16 points to 4. And Lambton's moved to the top of the NPL ladder after a 5-1 thrashing of Adamstown. The Jaffers jumped over Broadmeadow after Magic's match against Valentine was postponed. Elsewhere, Olympic accounted for Lakes 3-1. And the winning numbers in Weekend Lotto are 23, 22, 30, 28, 38 and 34, and the supplementaries are 16 and 20. And now you're up to date with the latest 2NURFM Hunter News.